The conference room was filled with foreign investors, the CEO sweating behind his perfect smile. His translator had just fainted, and millions of dollars were slipping through his fingers. Just when panic set in, a delivery girl holding coffee cups stepped forward and spoke fluently in 4 languages. What happened next didn't just save the deal, it changed both of their lives forever. Hey everyone, welcome back to Tales and Turns, where every story reminds us that destiny often hides in the most unexpected moments. Before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from today? Now, sit back and get ready for a story that proves true talent doesn't need a title, just the courage to step forward when it matters most. It was a stormy Monday morning in downtown Seoul, and CEO Adrian Blake was under the kind of pressure only a billion-dollar deal could bring. His company had been working for months to secure a massive partnership with a group of European investors. Everything had to go perfectly. The presentation, the numbers, the pitch. But there was one problem Adrian never anticipated. His translator, who was supposed to bridge the language gap, had collapsed from sudden exhaustion minutes before the meeting began. Panic filled the air like static. Without communication, the entire deal was doomed. In that same moment, a young woman named Mia Park entered the room, drenched from the rain, clutching a tray of coffee cups. She was a part-time delivery girl from a small cafe nearby, juggling 3 jobs to support her younger brother's education. She had no idea that her simple delivery was about to change the course of her life. As she set the coffee on the table, she overheard the confusion. The CEO trying to explain his proposal while the investors exchanged puzzled glances, their translator still unconscious. Adrian's voice cracked slightly when he muttered, "We can't afford to lose this." Maya froze for a moment, her heart pounding. She recognized the languages they were speaking: French, German, and a little Spanish mixed in. All languages she had spent years studying through free online courses and late-night textbooks. She hesitated. Should she say something? She was just a delivery girl, after all. But when she saw the CEO's desperation, something inside her whispered, "Do it." Taking a deep breath, she stepped forward and said softly, "Excuse me, I can help." Every head turned toward her. The room went silent. Adrian blinked in disbelief. You speak their language." Mia nodded, her voice trembling slightly. "Actually, I speak 4: English, French, German, and Spanish." The investors exchanged intrigued glances, and Adrian's doubt quickly turned into hope. "Please," he said, gesturing toward the empty translator's seat. "We need you." For the next hour, Mia translated every sentence, every business term, and every subtle emotion perfectly. Her tone shifted seamlessly between confidence and charm, bridging not just words but cultures. The investors were impressed, not only by the proposal, but by her clarity, warmth, and intelligence. By the end of the meeting, they were smiling, shaking hands, and agreeing to terms that exceeded Adrian's expectations. When it was finally over, the room erupted in applause. Adrian turned to her, utterly stunned. "You just saved this company," he said, barely able to believe it himself. Mia blushed, stammering that it was nothing, that she just wanted to help. But as she turned to leave, one of the investors stopped her and said in French, "Young lady, you have a gift. Don't ever hide it." Those words stuck with her long after she walked out of the building. She didn't know it yet, but this one moment of courage had just rewritten her destiny. The next morning, Mia was back to her normal routine, delivering coffee, taking care of her brother, and studying between shifts. But when she arrived at work, her boss handed her an envelope. Inside was a sleek invitation embossed with gold. It was from Adrian Blake himself. He wanted to see her at the company's headquarters. Nervously, Maya went, expecting maybe a thank you note or some small gesture. Instead, Adrian met her personally and offered her a full-time job as his official communications assistant. "Your talent deserves a real stage," he said with a smile. Tears welled in her eyes. For the first time in years, she felt seen. Weeks turned into months, and Mia quickly became one of the most trusted people in the company. Her ability to connect with international partners made her invaluable. Adrian watched as her quiet confidence grew, and something about her relentless spirit inspired him deeply. She wasn't just translating words. She was building bridges where walls once stood. Over time, their professional respect evolved into something softer, something unspoken. He admired her humility and strength, while she admired his integrity and vision. But neither dared to admit their feelings. Not yet. One day, the company received an invitation to a major global summit in Switzerland. The same investors were attending, along with dozens of CEOs from around the world. Adrian asked Mia to come along as his translator and representative. When she stepped onto the stage to interpret his keynote speech, the audience was captivated not just by her fluency, but by her presence. Calm, radiant, commanding respect without ever demanding it. Cameras flashed, journalists whispered, and by the end of the conference, she had become the face of cross-cultural communication. She wasn't a delivery girl anymore. She was a symbol of resilience and courage. After the summit, Adrian approached her on a quiet balcony overlooking the snowy Alps. "You've changed everything," he said softly. "Not just the company, but me." Mia smiled, her breath visible in the cold air. "You gave me a chance when no one else would." There was a long silence, the kind that holds every word you're too afraid to say. And then, for the first time, Adrian took her hand. "No," he said, looking into her eyes. "You gave yourself that chance. I just witnessed it." Years later, people would talk about Mia Park, the girl who went from delivering coffee to delivering speeches at world summits, from anonymity to influence. She never forgot where she came from, often visiting the same cafe she once worked for, leaving big tips and bigger smiles. Her story spread across social media, inspiring millions, not because she was perfect, but because she dared to step forward when life told her to stay silent. And as for Adrian and Mia, their partnership only grew stronger, built not on status or wealth, but on mutual respect and shared purpose. Together, they turned one desperate moment into a lifetime of possibilities. So remember this. Sometimes, the smallest voice in the room carries the power to change everything. All it takes is courage to speak when no one expects you to. This was Tales and Turns. If Maya's story moved you, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more stories that remind us how unexpected turns can lead to the most beautiful destinations.